Hey, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashlyn if you're new here, and today's video is going to be all about my third trimester recap. So I am already 4 weeks postpartum. My baby will be 1 month old tomorrow, which I honestly can't believe it. If you're a new mom, don't blink. They grow so fast. Like I said, he's going to be a month tomorrow and he's already in 3-month clothing. When we brought him home, he barely fit newborn clothes. He does eat a lot, but they just grow so fast and it's sad, but it's also so exciting and I can't wait to watch him grow. I'm also going to be sharing a birth story video just to create a space for more mothers to relate and also to preserve that time and that experience for myself. So I'm just going to jump right into it because the lighting is quickly leaving me. He's been extra fussy. He is just ending like his 3-week growth spurt. So he's been really fussy in the evenings. So my fiance has him downstairs in the little boba wrap. And I'm going to try to record this because he goes back to work tomorrow and I try to be really present with Cooper during the day, which doesn't leave a lot of time to record a video. So I have my little notebook and my pen and we are going to just jump right into it. So the biggest thing that I dealt with during pregnancy had to have been nausea. I had it terrible in the first trimester. It kind of tapered off for a little bit in the second trimester, and then it came back full swing in the third trimester. And I honestly wasn't expecting it. It was kind of disheartening because I was like, yes, no more nausea. And then third trimester came on and it was like, almost instantly nausea came back. And it was definitely a different nausea than my first trimester, and I was able to cope and deal with it a lot better than I was in the first trimester. Eating was definitely a must, like in the morning for sure, if I did not want to feel sick before I even got out of bed or moved even. I had to like munch on some cereal or granola bar or something. And most of the time that did help, but sometimes I still ended up getting sick or feeling really sick till I was able to get some food in and digest it a little bit. But even throughout the day, I had to make sure that I was eating and I had to time it right because if not, I would get really nauseous and sometimes get sick. All in all, I don't want to say that to scare anybody. It definitely is manageable, and if you make sure that you're eating and eating enough, it is, like I said, manageable, but it's definitely something that I dealt with and that I will remember forever because it is, pregnancy nausea is unlike any other. The next thing I want to talk about is tiredness. I was so tired in the third trimester, especially when I got to like around 35 weeks because that was 3 weeks before I gave birth, and I definitely felt my body changing and preparing, and at the time I didn't really know that my body was actively preparing for birth, but it was, and he was dropping and my energy levels were just at an all-time low. I do have to say that sleeping was not the best at this point. From the start of the third trimester, as it went on, my sleep got worse and worse, which is very common. I hear that a lot from a lot of moms, and it was just hard to sleep. You have to sleep on your side. You can't sleep on your back or your stomach, and I'm a stomach sleeper. Now, I like to sleep on my back, but I think it's because I am more alert for my baby, but I was always a stomach sleeper, so it was instantly something that was really hard for me. I tossed and turned maybe like every 30 minutes, and every 30 minutes I would wake up. It wasn't like a full-blown like I'm awake, I need to sit up, like all of that, but I would like have to get a sip of water, and I use essential oils a lot during pregnancy, and lavender helped when I was sleeping just to like calm me back down. If I was nauseous, lavender helped a lot too, so I would just sniff some lavender, get a drink of water every single 30 minutes and switch side to side. And it also hurt to switch side to side. I had really bad sciatica nerve pain. My hips hurt, my legs hurt really bad. I remember a lot of times I would try to like stretch out my legs and like stretch out my arms, and I would get cramps in my arms and my legs. It was honestly not enjoyable. Another thing, since I'm kind of talking about like body aches and stuff like that, I was so swollen in the third trimester, which I wasn't expecting because I wasn't very swollen at all during pregnancy until maybe like 34 weeks. I started to really see that my ankles were swelling. And if you haven't ever been swollen in your life, whenever you look down and just see your ankles triple the size that they were before, it's kind of like, whoa, like threw me off guard. I was definitely texting my midwife like, yo, my ankles are very swollen, is that normal? And she said yes, and that I could look forward to that happening more often and maybe even being more swollen than what they were. So if you ever have any concerns or anything that's like throwing you off or making you a little bit scared or worried, definitely reach out to your midwife. I did that a lot, even though like most of it was just like, oh yeah, that's normal pregnancy, that's normal third trimester, your body is, you know, carrying a lot more weight, a lot more water, things are are changing and preparing for birth, and your body definitely is going to show that here and there. Everybody's different, but definitely text your midwife if you're feeling weary or doubtful or you just have a question, because that reassurance is everything. I know that being pregnant, like, I just worried so much. I did have a little bit of anxiety, but nothing that wasn't manageable. But definitely having someone to talk to and having a midwife to text, or even just other girlfriends that were going through pregnancy or had already had kids, it just helped so much to have reassurance and to have some tips and tricks whenever you are having things that are happening that you're not used to. And so yeah, around like 34 weeks, I started seeing my ankles swell, and then like 35 weeks, 36 weeks, 37 weeks, right before I had him. He's crying. I just want to go grab him. 1 second. Do you want to bring him to me?
No, I just had him in his swing and he was fine for like 15 minutes and now he's crying and trying again.
Okay, Dad says he's fine. I guess he put him in the swing and that was not the move. He really likes the wrap. He likes to be held. He loves the boob. And I don't know if I'm starting something not very great, if I'm starting a bad habit, but he just loves the boob. And sometimes when he's really fussy, I just put him on the boob and he's not fussy. I don't know if that's starting a bad habit or not, but that's comforting to him. So I might have to pop him on the boob if he keeps being upset. Anyways, like I was saying, with being swollen, around 35, 36, 37 weeks, whenever my body was really actively preparing for labor, I noticed more swelling a lot in my face down here and in my hands. I could not wear my engagement ring, which was so sad because I love my engagement ring. But I did notice that right after birth, swelling in my face and my hands and my ankles were gone. I think that I could wear my ring again like a week after birth.
I don't know, Baba.
Just bring him here.
I don't know.
Bring him here. We're halfway done with my list, so I'll just feed him until I'm done. And say hi. Hello. Okay, this is his head, not my boob, just for the record. Like I said, I don't think he's actually like super hungry because he just ate maybe like 30 minutes ago, but it's comforting. Okay, so like I said, a week after I gave birth, I was able to wear my wedding ring again, and almost instantly my ankles were not swollen anymore. My face went down in swelling almost instantly as well. So if you're really swollen, just know that it's going to go away rather quickly, whether it's like in the first day or two or the first week or two, it is going to go away. Another thing regarding like my body during the 3rd trimester was that riding in the car was very, very uncomfortable, especially if I was nauseous, but just every bump hurt. And it seemed like almost instantly, even if I peed right before we left and I didn't drink anything, that he was pushing right on my bladder. And I don't know if it's just the way that you're sitting in a car, that the baby is just pushing on your bladder. I'm sure that's what it is, because he's pushing on my bladder even when I wasn't sitting in the car. But it was really, really uncomfortable. And it felt like I was going to pee myself every single time. And that started mainly around like 35, 36 weeks, which, like I said, I did go into labor and have him when I was 38 weeks pregnant. So that was like right towards the end. He was really low, and all of his weight, all of his placenta, all of that was on me. So I really dreaded riding in the car. That was one huge thing. Another thing with body was Braxton Hicks. I was feeling Braxton Hicks probably ever since 28-ish weeks, every single day. And it got really intense in the 3rd trimester, especially again. Really? I'm losing daylight, sir.
What, does that mess you up when I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you really gonna sit there and clip your nails?
I need to.
Why is that necessary right now?
Give him the boob on camera or what?
It's not showing the boob. You can see his head though. He's very calm now. He just needed his mother.
We need a boob.
Anyways, yeah, I was having Braxton Hicks every single day, and it got more intense, obviously, around like 36 weeks and the 2 weeks after that. I do want to mention that regular, like real active labor contractions and Braxton Hicks contractions were totally different, and I definitely knew the moment that I went into labor. which I will talk more about that in my birth story. But you will know, Braxton Hicks for me just felt like my entire stomach tightening. And like usually if I laid down or did some deep breathing or just changed my position, it would go away and it would untighten and relax. But real contractions do not go away and they do not relax. They have a mind of their own. One of the last things that I did want to talk about was the emotional roller coaster that I was on constantly. I knew he was gonna look at me. Emotions were hard. Everything was hard. Tyler really had to watch what he said, and he had to apologize a lot because I was emotional. And you know, everybody's different. Some people are rock stars through it. I was a big baby through the whole thing, especially towards the end. And that's okay. I just embraced my pregnancy emotions, the hormones, and I allowed myself to feel whatever I needed to feel. And sometimes that meant a lot of crying. Sometimes that meant me yelling. Sometimes I was really happy and overly happy. But that's normal. And that's okay, that's pregnancy. The last thing that I did deal with was my iron levels being a mess. And we didn't really catch that until probably, I would say, 34-ish weeks. And when did I start seeing the midwife every week?
What midwife? Dia?
Yeah. Because I seen her up to 38 weeks, right?
37.
Yeah, 37, and then I went to the birth center for my 38 weeks, and then after that I went into labor. Anyways, we caught it around 34 weeks, and I did supplement 34 weeks, 35 weeks, 36 weeks, and I seen them again on 36 weeks, or at 36 weeks, and I my blood drawn again, and it did go up a little bit, but not significantly, and they were a little worried about it. I personally wasn't worried about it. I was just doing everything that they said, and I was supplementing quite a bit, but it didn't end up being a problem in the end. I was perfectly fine during labor and birth and after birth, and everything was great. So I think that the supplementing that I did do actually really helped. All of that to say, just trust your intuition, and if people are telling you stuff and your intuition is telling you different, don't freak out and don't get scared, because your body knows what it's doing. Your body knows how to produce what it needs for your baby. He's sleeping.
Good, it's about time. He's fussy as hell.
I know. Your body knows what to do and how to prepare itself for labor and birth and postpartum, and it knows how to make what it needs to grow your baby. That is all that I have for my third trimester recap. The third trimester was honestly a whirl with the emotions and the tiredness and the fatigue and just all the changes in my body. But all in all, I'm just grateful that I have a healthy baby. And I know that things can sometimes feel crazy and huge and bigger than you whenever you're in the third trimester. That's something that I definitely dealt with. Like I said, I had a little bit of anxiety. I definitely had that emotional roller coaster, but nonetheless, all will prevail and you will have your beautiful baby in your arms before you know it. And they will be fussy and need your boob 24/7, and you will not want it any other way. I am so grateful, and I can't wait to share my birth story. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this helped. If you're in your third trimester seeking to relate to other women who have been there, done that, because I have been there, done that, and also been there, done that, wanting to relate to other women during such a crazy transformational point and experience in my life. So look out for that birth story. I am also posting a day in the life with a newborn vlog that should be up before this video is up, so you will have met Cooper already. Did see his face a little bit, but he is honestly so precious. If you are pregnant and watching this, I wish you all the best for your labor and delivery and your postpartum experience. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like more content on motherhood, and if you look forward to seeing my birth story video, make sure that you subscribe. I also post a ton daily on Instagram, so follow me there if you'd like to connect a little bit more. Thanks so much. Sending love and light to you. Bye.